My name is Justin Isip. I work at the Natural History Museum and also University College London. My job role is working as a PhD researcher. My research looks at how human activities are changing and restructuring insect communities around the world. As part of my research, I use lots and lots and lots of data and build statistical models to predict and look at how human activities such as climate change or pollution or land use change are impacting insect communities from all over the world. So from the tropics, but also from Europe and North America and Asia as well. A typical day at work will be spent reading lots and lots of scientific papers to be up to date with the latest research. I'll also spend lots of time coding and programming and analyzing data and building graphs and plots to look at different patterns and trends in terms of how insect communities are responding to human activities. One of the most exciting things that I've done as part of my work is I spent time doing fieldwork in the Amazon in South America, and I was doing lots of different surveys, surveying different wildlife communities in the forest, and I was very interested in tropical forest ecology. So I was looking at lots of trees and plants and flowers in the Amazon and identifying them and understanding their relationship with the animals and also the abiotic factors in the forest as well. So how things like sunlight and soil pH were affecting the interactions between animals and plants. I've also, during my PhD, become very passionate about connecting people of colour with nature and the outdoors. I've worked with lots of young school groups, showing them about careers in ecology and in the environmental sector, and particularly school groups from deprived areas or from low socioeconomic backgrounds in London, showing them that a career in ecology can be for them, and also giving them skills and running workshops to not only introduce them to ecology, but also to show them how cool ecology can be and the kind of diversity of different careers that are possible in the environmental sector, which they can totally do as well. I had a bit of an unconventional career path into doing a PhD. So I actually dropped out of school during my AS levels and started working in bars and cafes around London. And then during my early 20s, I decided to go back to school. But at that time, I was really into sport and fitness. So I did a 1-year access course in sports science. But halfway through that course, I realized I didn't want to be a PT, or it just didn't feel like something that I wanted to do long term. But I really enjoyed the cell biology module on that sports science course. And so I decided that I was going to change halfway through and applied to do biomedical science at universities in London. And when I went in for my induction to do biomedical science, there were two tables next to each other, and one table was for biomedical science and one was for zoology. And I looked at the zoology table and looked through the different modules, and it was on like conservation and evolution and species, and I thought this was really, this was really cool. I didn't even realize that you could study zoology. And so I decided to go to the induction for both biomedical science and zoology on the same day. And after I left the zoology induction, I decided then and there that I was going to study zoology, and asked the head of department if I could switch again. And so that led me to doing my undergraduate in zoology. And then during the first year of that degree, I went for a tour of the spirit collection at the Natural History Museum, which I found so cool and so fascinating to see lots of animals in jars. And the Natural History Museum has an amazingly huge collection of different animals from all over the world, which are preserved in alcohol. And so when I finished that tour, I begged the curator at the time to let me volunteer at the museum, and thankfully he agreed. And so I started volunteering at the Natural History Museum, digitizing, so taking photographs of frogs and toads from East Africa. And then I was very lucky that I was able to do my undergraduate dissertation describing new species of frogs from East Africa. And this then led me to do my master's at the Natural History Museum in Taxonomy, Biodiversity and Evolution. And then after completing my master's, I decided to apply for a PhD, and was very lucky that I got onto a PhD program which allowed me to do a PhD at the Natural History Museum as well. I think the main bit of advice I would give my younger self would be to try lots of different things. I think when we're a lot younger, it can be really difficult to know what we want to do for a career. We might know what we're good at, but it's also important to consider what you would like to do and what you really enjoy. So try lots of different things, be open to new experiences, and know that it's also totally fine to change your mind, regardless of any kind of pressure from society or from your parents. You can totally change and think about what you would love to do as a career. And I think trying lots of things can really help with that.